Well, they're Aussie expats living in New York, but they're home now to release their debut record, Open Season. Jack and Ollie from Hi Hi's, welcome to BPM.
Thanks for having us.
Hi.
And congratulations on Open Season. How does it feel to have your first record out, especially considering some of the songs have been around for quite a while?
It's a big relief for us. And some of the songs, they have been around for quite a while, but it also, some of the songs are like really new as well.
Yep.
Like, so it's kind of like a real, it still feels fresh to us to have it out, and yeah.
Something like White Water is like 4 years almost
Wow.
old, and then In a Dream is really new. It's maybe, I don't know, 6 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just for the uninitiated, how did you guys first get together as a band?
Well, that's funny. We actually grew up like right around the corner from each other, and
But we
had no
didn't-
idea.
Yeah, we didn't meet each other then.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. and yeah, we were sort of playing in different bands around Sydney, and we were in the studio, and I just heard Jack's voice from around the corner, and it was like this beautiful, delicate thing. I was like, wow, what is that? And then we met, and you know, we just started making music. Yeah.
And you've been living in New York for the last few years. Why New York? What keeps you there?
Well, I mean, we didn't actually, I mean, we met briefly in Sydney, but then we found ourselves over there in the same city again, and we met each other at a studio again. So it was kind of like we found ourselves there, and we thought, well, this is kind of, maybe this project is meant to be, and that's when it really kicked off. And so, yeah, we've been there ever since, I guess, and it keeps us driven being there.
Yeah.
And it's an exciting place to be creatively.
Talk me through Open Season. Firstly, is there a dominant theme to the record?
I mean, the thing that has, like this, we always kept coming back to, and that we were always striving for, is just preserving the core idea and keeping it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And so we found ourselves a lot of the time, you know, layering up tracks and then tearing it all down again, and sort of just keeping it pure. And I think that's sort of what the albums are all about.
Yeah, sometimes going back to a really early version of a song after we've done like 80 versions. Yeah.
And what's the writing process like for you guys, especially considering how beautiful your music is, but you live in such a, you know, a frantic city as New York?
Yeah, I mean, music is definitely an escape from the city for us, I think. You know, we're from Australia, we're used to big open spaces and beautiful nature, and, you know, there's not a lot of that in Brooklyn. So yeah, I don't know, something like In a Dream, you know, which is the last song on the record, you know, it's just, you know, synths with guitar, you know, a really beautiful sort of balance between those two things. And, you know, we just like getting lost in those sounds. Yeah.
And then what about the recording process? What was that like?
Well, it was really fun for the most part, but like, I don't know, making a record's tough, so there were ups and downs, but it was a lot of fun.
A lot of it was like a dialogue between sort of, you know, Jack would send me something, you know, I'd do something on it and send it back, or vice versa. And, you know, it grew from that, you know, because we both have our sort of studio spaces there. And it's just nice to be able to, you know, layer things up and figure, you know, find out what they are over time, and then, you know.
And sometimes remotely as well. Ollie would send me a keyboard idea and I would have it going around and around in my head on the subway or running or whatever. Melodies sort of come at any time, so it's just kind of, yeah, it worked that way for a lot of the songs too.
Yeah. Your music is very layered, as you mentioned. What kind of instruments have you used to contribute to this record?
There's lots of different instruments, vocals. The bassist is like an analog synthesizer, but then, you know, on top of that, there's things like vocal instruments, harmoniums, glockenspiels, piano, you know, mandolin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ollie has quite an array of keyboards and synths as well, so we...
Yeah, it's nice to kind of sample them and then just all have them in the same spot, so when we go on the road and play it live, it can be all there.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Flowers Bloom is probably my favourite song of yours to date.
Thank you.
I want to know though what your favourite song is and why.
Well, I don't know if we have a favourite.
I really like live playing Whitewater and Love Is All. They're two of my favourites.
I think, In a Dream for me feels pretty good because it was kind of the catalyst for finishing our record.
Yeah.
Because we kind of like worked on it for so many years and then we all just sort of gathered what we had, and In a Dream was totally unfinished. And it was sort of like, you know, our manager was like, oh, you should finish that. And it feels really fresh for us still.
Yeah, cool.
And playing it live is like, still feels like, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Because we were on the Laneway Festival and we just needed to finish our record, you know, in time for the festival. So that song was the final sort of thing to tie it all together.
Wind blew down the chimney now. It left the fire dead.
You played 2013 Laneway Festival. How are the live shows going for High Highs and what can fans expect?
Well, they went really well.
Yeah?
We learned a lot, but it was a lot of fun. It was our first real tour. And
some of the songs on the record are really intimate, and it's really fun to play through a massive sound system and kind of bring the warmth and scale of, you know, drums, synth, guitar and bass all together and sort of present this intimacy within a larger scale. That's really good.
yeah, I think we learned that the live show, it sounds pretty big, and like we played a huge stage in Melbourne on our last date at the festival, and it really there were loads of people, and it was kind of the biggest show we'd done.
That's awesome.
And I don't know how many people there were. It was crazy, but it sounded huge, you know, and that was sort of reassuring. It was good. It felt really good. Yeah.
So what's coming up next for you guys?
Well, there'll be like an East Coast tour in the States. There'll be South by Southwest.
Very exciting.
Yeah, some UK tours, and hopefully coming back to Australia to do some more shows.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure your friends and family would probably really love.
Yeah.
Yes.
To have you both home again.
Hopefully they will. Yeah.
But in the meantime, your friends and family, although I'm sure they've already got their hands on your beautiful record, but for anybody else watching, Open Season is available for download now at bigpondmusic.com, or you can stream it via Mog. Guys, best of luck with everything and thank you for speaking to BPM.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
Thank you.